Pranam and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to solve this sum that is marked as MC1 in our notes. The objective of this sum is to let you know that what is the difference between the profits when we calculate as per absorption costing and as per marginal costing. Sorry. Let us understand this sum. So it says that the selling price of a product is 10 rupees per unit and its VC, that is variable cost, is 7 rupees per unit. The fixed cost per month are rupees 10,000. The production and sales of Jan and Feb are given to us as under. So production in units, it's not rupees, was 5,000 in Jan. In Jan we sold 3,000 units. That means 2,000 units will be our closing stock. In February the production was 3,000 units and the sales were 5,000 units. So by the end of February we will have nothing, the closing stock. The object is very simple: prepare a monthly income statement using absorption costing and marginal costing. Now this is also a very big question, that should the decisions be made depending upon monthly income statements or should they be made on certain other things? Definitely I'm not talking about any strategic decisions, but the decisions that we are going to take day in, day out, depending on pricing of the product, booking, selling and selling in the market, introducing a new product, coming with a new scheme. Now, should this be based upon income statement that is for a specific month or something else? This we might again discuss in the class. So let us first solve this sum. So in this Excel sheet, you can see that we are having income statement made as per absorption costing and the same made as per marginal costing. Let us first start with absorption costing, which you already studied in your costing one. With this traditional costing method, where the biggest thing is that the stocks are valued at total cost, that is at variable cost plus the fixed cost. So over here we have production of the month given in the sum. Then sales is given to us in the sum, sales in the form of units, and the selling price is also given to us in the sum. So total sale comes to be this way: 3,000 units into 10 rupees per unit, that comes to 30,000. Now from this sales we are going to reduce the cost of sales so as to get the profit or loss. The formula for cost of sales is opening stock at the cost of production, which includes both the variable cost and the fixed cost, less the closing stock. So over here we are going to find the cost of sales by using the formula opening stock, or you can say it's the cost of goods sold, in the financial accounting language. But over here, why I'm telling you the cost of sales, because we are trying to include all the costs over here. So production cost is divided again into variable cost and fixed cost. So definitely you can say it to be, say, cost of goods sold. Again, the formula is opening stock at the production cost less the closing stock. So over here, in the first month there is no opening stock. The month next, in the same month, we will be having production cost, where the variable cost, I hope you remember, the variable cost was 7 per unit, and over here we are producing 5,000 units. So basically it will be 5,000 into 7, that is over here 35,000 rupees. So variable cost comes to 35,000 rupees. Fixed cost was mentioned to be 10,000. So when I add the variable cost and the fixed cost, it comes to this way 45,000 rupees. Now we have a closing stock. So how do you get a closing stock? Let us understand that thing. Now the formula for closing stock is what? It will be quantity that remains and the cost per unit. What is the quantity that remains over here? We know that we had produced 5,000 units, out of which we sold 3,000 units. So what remains is 2,000 units as a closing stock. Now what is the cost per unit? Remember that in absorption costing we are going to value stock at full cost, that is at variable plus the fixed cost. So over here my total cost is rupees 45,000. I want to find the cost per unit, so I'll divide 45,000 with the total production for the month. It was 5,000 units. So my cost per unit comes to be how much? It comes to be 9,000 rupees. So my closing stock would be given by, simple, it is 2,000 units into 9 rupees per unit, that comes to 18,000. Now this is what you get over here, closing stock of rupees 80,000, 18,000, sorry. So when I find the cost of sales, the formula is opening stock, add the production cost, less the closing stock. So my total cost for the month comes to rupees 27,000. My sales was 30,000. So from sales of 30,000, when I reduce 27,000, my profits comes to 3,000. So this for the month of Jan. Similar exercise we will be going to doing for the month of Feb. The only thing that will change over is that the closing stock of Jan will become the opening stock of Feb. Rest the variable cost will come the same way. 3,000 units that we are over here producing into 7 rupees per unit is the cost, variable cost. 10,000 rupees is the fixed cost given to us. And how do you get the sales of 50,000? Simple. We are selling 5,000 units at rupees 10 each in this month. So this is my sales. My cost of sales, total cost of sales comes over here as opening stock, add the production cost, less the closing stock. So it's 49,000 units. In this case, we don't have any closing stock, so we don't worry about it. Now my sales was 5,000. My cost is 49,000. So over here, my profit comes to 1,000 rupees for the month of Feb. Okay. Now what is happening over here is that there is something that is not appealing to logic. In Jan, when I produced more and sold less, my profit comes to be more. That is 3,000 rupees. In Feb, when I produced less and when I sold more, it comes to rupees 1,000. So there's this dilemma that you say hai ya galat hai. Because normally when the expense would be higher, sales would be lower, profits has to go down and reverse. But something is not happening over here. Now this will be the subject matter of our next sum which we are going to solve. That is under absorption and over absorption of cost in absorption costing. So this is what we are going to look. The concept of under and over absorption of cost, we are going to take it next. So right now, this is for the sake of understanding how do you make an absorption costing cost sheet. Then we come to the income statement of marginal costing. The data over here remains same. What changes is over here. Earlier, I was writing total cost of sales. Now I am writing only variable cost of sales. The formula will remain same. Opening stock, add the cost of production, less the closing stock. So the formula of cost remains same. Now opening stock, as we all know, is nothing. You can see over here that in the production cost, I have written only 35,000 rupees. That is 5,000 units made into 7 rupees of variable cost per unit. If you check the same thing over here, it was basically variable cost, that is 35,000 was there, and we also added 10,000 with the fixed cost. Now that is not being added over here in the marginal cost sheet. So we say that this is my cost of production. How will I get the closing stock? We all know that 2,000 units, that is this is the same thing that we came over here. 2,000 remains outstanding. My variable cost is rupees 7. Now I'm going to value closing stock at not 9 rupees. It will be valued at rupees 7. Why? Because 7 is the variable cost. So when I say 2,000 units into 7 rupees, that is the variable cost per unit, my closing stock is valued at rupees 14,000. So my closing stock is 14,000 rupees. Now, from the sales of 30,000, I remove 21,000, the variable cost. How do you get this? This opening stock, that is 0, plus 35,000 minus closing stock, that is 14,000. It comes to 21,000 rupees over here. 30,000 minus 21,000 comes to 9,000. Now we are not saying it's our profit. We are saying it's our contribution. Okay. So it's my contribution over here. From the contribution, we remove the fixed cost, that is rupees 10,000. I get a profit that is over here minus 1,000 is a loss in this month. This goes with logic because I produced more, I incurred more costs, and I sold less. My revenues were less. So it's a loss over here. Now we go back to the month of Feb. Production is 3,000, sales is 5,000 units, selling price is rupees 10 per unit. So my sales comes to how much? 5,000 into 10, that comes to 50,000 units, rupees, sorry. My variable cost formula remains same. Opening stock, add the cost of production. In this case, it will be only variable cost, less the closing stock. So my closing stock of last month becomes the opening stock of Feb. To that, I add the production variable cost. How will you get this? It will be simple. My production is 3,000 into 7 rupees. That is the variable cost per unit given to us. So it's 3,000 into 7 comes to 21,000. So there is no closing stock for this month. So we come back to our cost, which is simple. Opening stock, add the cost of production, less the closing stock, which comes to rupees 35,000. So from 35,000, from 50,000 of sales, you remove 35,000 of cost. we get a contribution of 15,000 rupees, less the fixed cost of rupees 10,000, and what we get at the end is 5,000 rupees, which is basically the profit for the month. Okay, so over here you can see that in the month of Jan, when the costs were higher as compared to the sales, we have a loss. In the month of Feb, when the sales are more than the production, the profits are more, which goes with the logic. But when I add them both, I get a total profit of 4,000. Over here, it's also 3,000 plus 1,000 is 4,000. So overall aggregate for 2 months is remains same. However, when I'm going to decide for Jan and Feb, what will be more important for us would be marginal costing sheets as compared to absorption costing. So we'll wait for to understand the concept why this happens. The concept would be known as say absorption, that is over and under absorption of cost in absorption costing. Thanks to here to this video. I hope you might have understood something. Thank you. Bye.